Good morning. Happy Monday. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I was so happy to get all of your work. Those of you who turned in your work, you did a great job. I gave your grades back to your parents. You did a really great job. So I want to get you started with this week early. Just so you know, I've already let your parents know Friday you were supposed to be off. It's Good Friday. It's Easter weekend. So you do not have to do, we weren't going to be at school on Friday. So you only need to do 4 squares for your ELAR choice board, because remember, we're only going to be in school 4 days that week, and 4 squares for your math, not 5. So only 4 do you have to do for your ELAR and your math. Science and social studies stay the same, PE stays the same because there are only 3. So let's go over your new choice boards. I know you have them, so if you have them, you want to pause the video, go grab them. Maybe a sheet of notebook paper, because I'm going to show you our answer documents, and I've sent it to your parents. I've sent it to them in Remind, and I'm also going to send it to them in an email. So maybe they can just print them right off. That seems like a really good option for your parents. Is I'll attach pictures of it. You could print them off, and you could just write straight on the ones I created. So first up is ELAR. So ELAR is just like last week. So I know this is backwards, okay? You're going to do your selection quiz and your reading passage. There is one short answer. You can either write it here in the middle or you can write it at the bottom, okay? It's the exact same type of assignments, different story, okay? In just a minute, I'll flip around so you can really see what they look like. But like I said, I'm probably going to email them to your parents so they can print them off. Your selection, so those are your 2 have-tos, just like last week. I really suggest doing your have-tos first. If you do your have-tos first, then everything else is gravy. Then you can work a little bit at a time at the other assignments. So your have-to is you're going to read the story, Can We Be Friends? That's from your My Book. There's page numbers. It's in your My Book. You're going to read the story, and you are going to answer the selection quiz. Now, most of you did a pretty good job on this. I really want you first code your questions, then read your story, and answer your questions as you're reading your story, because it's a big long story and there's only 5 questions. So some of you did a really good job, but then you missed 1 question, so I gave you an 80. So really take your time and code your questions first, then you can check them. I thought for a minute, I was like, oh my gosh, am I not even recording? I did that last week. I was talking to you guys and y'all weren't there. Okay, your second one is your reading passage, Saving Snowbirds. So what do we know about Saving Snowbirds? It's probably nonfiction because it sounds like it's informational. So I'm looking at it, I see some titles, some subheadings, some of those text features. Mountain Ghost, Protecting the Herd. It's not too terribly long. Okay, guys, I would say probably about 3 summaries you need to write. 2 for the first page, 1 for the last page. Your first question, if you wanted to get it out and look at it, your first question says, what is the central idea of paragraphs 1 through 3? So you bet, I'm going to borrow one of his crayons. You bet that after paragraph 3, so first of all, that tells me I need to write a summary for paragraphs 1 through 3 because I'm being asked what they're mostly about. So that would be a really great summary. So I'm going to draw a little line here under paragraph 3. That's actually before our first subheading. And I'm going to write question 1. Okay? And then what would I code this question? Main idea, right? Central idea, main idea, same thing. So I'm going to immediately answer that. Before I get any other of the story information in my head, I'm going to immediately answer that question because it will help me get the right answer. Okay? Second question says, which word in paragraph 5 is compare and contrast? So compare and contrast is where you're comparing things, you're telling how they're alike or how they're different. So first of all, I'm going to go to paragraph 5 and I'm going to write question 2. So find paragraph 5 and I'm going to write question 2. Okay? So then I'm really just going to look at the questions. We would know number 2 is going to be a vocab question, right? Vocab. It's talking about words. And then which one is talking about, it gives the example, it gives the answer choices. Tiger weighs but over. Which one of those would you think you're comparing something. So you can almost just even look at the words and say, would I use this word if I was comparing two things? And go from there. But really read the paragraph and answer it after paragraph 5. Question 3 says, read the sentence from paragraph 8. So I love these because you don't have to go back to the story because they give you the sentence here. So the sentence says, groups are working to save the cats and benefit, that's underlined, farmers at the same time. Oh, I accidentally turned my computer on. Think about the Latin root ben. What is the meaning of benefit? Okay, so in case you have forgotten, the Latin root for ben means good, like beneficial, benefit, good. Ben means good. If something is beneficial to you or you're getting a benefit, you're getting something good. So think about that when you're looking at these answer choices. And this would be a vocab, and you can absolutely use a dictionary online or if you have a paper one at home. Number 4 is the short answer. So like I said, you can either write it on those lines that I created, or you can write it on a separate piece of paper or at the bottom. You want to give at least 2 sentences, one with your answer, one with details from the story that supports your answer. So it says, explain how problem and solution structure. So remember, sometimes when you read nonfiction, they give you like an environmental problem, and then the rest of the article is how you can solve it. So that's problem and solution structure. So it says, how did problem and solution structure of the section protecting the herd. So you're going to go back to your subheadings and find protecting the herd. So I'm going to go back and look, and that is actually paragraph 7. It's the very last paragraph on the first page of the passage. So I am going to absolutely write question 4 under paragraph 7, because that's where I'm going to get those texts, that text evidence. So it wants to know, how did it help you understand snowbirds? So just from the way they were talking in paragraph 7, it's a really short paragraph. How did it help you understand snowbirds? And then give me something from that paragraph that helped you understand snowbirds. It's just that simple for those short answers. And that would be problem and solution. I would code it as a text structure because that's the way the author is structuring the text. Number 5, what is the central idea? What central idea does the section a near miss help to develop? Means help to give you. Okay, don't get thrown up by big words. So basically, the central idea of near miss, you have to know it. So we're going to go back. Near miss is the very last section of your passage, and with near miss at the very end of the section, I'm going to write question 5. Okay. So I want to know, after reading that paragraph, what is it trying to help me believe? What is it, the main idea? What was the purpose of that paragraph, of that section? Because this is a nonfiction. And it gives me 4 answer choices to look at. Number 6 says, read the sentence from paragraph 13. Yay, it gave us a sentence, okay? I was hiking along the ridgeway in the late afternoon and came around the corner of a rock outcropping. If you don't know what outcropping is, you want to go look it up. Don't ever stop and think, I don't know what that is. I'll keep going, okay? If you can't figure it out from the words around it, go look it up. And we all have Google. We all have online dictionaries. Go look it up. To find a site, okay, it's underlined, and notice it's S-I-T-E. Okay, that doesn't mean like sight, like my eyesight. That's S-I-G-H-T. S-I-T-E means something different. It's a homonym. It sounds the same, but it's spelled differently, and it means something different. Which word is a synonym? So synonym means same. Which word is a synonym for sight? Okay, so first you need to find out what sight means. If you don't already know what it means, you can go back to your story. It's in paragraph 13. So you can go look in paragraph 13 at words around it if that sentence didn't help you. You could look it up in the dictionary, and then you want to look at your answer choices and decide which one would mean the same synonym. Okay, your very last, and that would be a vocab. Well, I don't necessarily know vocab. We'll code it vocab. Number 7. Which of these is a central idea of the passage? Okay, so the main idea of the whole passage. So we've done the main ideas of sections. What's the whole passage? What was the author really, his main reason for writing this whole nonfiction article. So you're going to put question 7 at the very end of your passage. And you're going to make sure that it's what it was all about, not just one part, because I guarantee these answer choices are parts. I guarantee they're in the section somewhere. They like to do it to throw you off. What was the whole section about? Okay? So some of your other choices for ELAR are your suffix page. You can do suffixes. So remember, suffixes are ending parts of the words, and you're looking at the suffixes ION and ATION. So just like our grammar pages, just like we do. So it would be this little suffix page. Okay. What you would do on that is you're going to find the word that has that suffix, and then you're just going to write the root word. So for example, the very first one is preservation. Okay, I see the TION. I'm going to find